Carrigan graduated from LCC in 2023 and played rugby from a very young age, growing up playing at the Coastal Dragons and his high school career with the Mavericks Rugby Club. Every year when LCC and Cathedral Catholic meet, this player will be remembered, and this game will be remembered as the Carrigan Cup, a perpetual trophy awarded to the winning team, carrying the score of each game as it is passed backwards and forwards between the programs. Carrigan represented everything the sport stands for: toughness, loyalty, and brotherhood. While his life was a tragedy cut short, his impact on those that know him remains lasting. Please join me in a brief moment of silence for Carrigan Jones, his family, and the values he brought to the game of rugby. Thank you, Cathedral Dons and Mavericks fans. As a post-game celebration, please join us at Breakers in Encinitas.
Hello and welcome to High School Rugby live here from the Costa Canyon as the Mavericks take on Cathedral Catholic here in this USA High School game. I'm Will Hoolian. Thanks for tuning in. We are just experiencing at the moment the national anthem before these two teams get onto the field. So there you go, the national anthem on this special occasion, because they are also the Dons and Mavericks playing for the Carrigan Cup. In memory, of course, of Carrigan Jones, a former LCC Maverick player who tragically passed away in February 2024. Carrigan embodied the values of the Costa Canyon program: toughness, loyalty, and brotherhood. This cup is played for today on behalf of his memory, in what will be a fantastic showdown. Thank you for joining us for more High School Rugby here, brought to you by the fantastic Rugby Riot. Look no further if you want to get all High School Rugby thoughts. There is scan the QR code on the screen. It's going to come up soon, or head to rankings.rugbyriot.com for the Rugby Riot Hub. Ranking scores, team pages, and coverage from around the country. You name it, Rugby Riot is giving high school rugby the hype it so deserves. There you go. Look at that. Right, Rugby Riot, right in front of you. This also is brought to you by USA Youth and High School Rugby. Visit usayhs.rugby to find out more. They are, of course, inspiring a rugby revolution. And this broadcast does not happen without the brilliant people at TVX Sports Video. TVX Sports Video has been covering sports in Southern California and around the country for nearly 20 years. They're committed to bringing the best live, local, and emerging sports coverage. Great to have you with us here this morning from San Diego, California, as Cathedral Catholic have traveled to La Costa Canyon High School here in this big showdown. It is a big showdown because it is the mighty Premier Division of high school rugby in Southern California. This one really means a lot. The last time these two met, I should say, was at the 2025 SCIRF final, where the Dons did narrowly win and clinch the title. Both are in pretty fine form at the moment. Both are coming off, though, losses, of course, to Torrey Pines. So this is why this game, for the context of the Premier League, means so much, because it is nip and tuck near the top, with Torrey Pines beating both these teams. A fantastic game last week. The Dons against the Falcons winning that in the end, 38 points to 33. And Torrey Pines beat LCC 20 points to 15. So that is why, for these two programs, it is a massive contest. And really, for the SoCal Premier League implications, this means something today, as much as also playing for the Carrigan Cup. So whilst these teams do a little bit of last-minute preparation, a moment's silence being held for Carrigan Jones, and then the national anthem, we will be getting underway in some fantastic youth and high school action here in sunny, beautiful San Diego. It is hot out there, I'm telling you, and on the turf surface, we'll have that extra few degrees warmth. It is 75 plus. I'm sure those who may be watching on the East Coast can only be jealous of the weather this time of year that the beautiful Southern California brings. And therefore, these players will no doubt enjoy being in the sun this morning as the heat just cranks up. As I say, it's only just gone 10 a.m. Pacific time here on Saturday morning, but it's still hot. And the action will be red hot as well, I'm sure, with these two programs going up against each other. So we're just moments away from kickoff here on TVX Sports Media. My name's Will Hooney, bringing you the coverage for today's game. So just bear with us as these two sides do a last-minute jersey change, and they'll be back onto the field. So Cathedral Catholic, they'll be playing in that red strip from left to right, and the Mavericks, when they come in, they'll be playing their infamous green jerseys going from right to left. These two, the last time they met was in finals action in the Southern California Championship, of which the Dons won that one. So will there be revenge, or can the Dons keep the bragging rights? Of course, really important in the context of the SoCal Premier League. Challenge has been set then. The Mavericks are ready. The home side playing from right to left. Expect a physical game from this the Costa Canyon team.
Referee Poacher's in charge of this one.
Love playing up the middle, love punishing you in the forwards. Meanwhile, for the Dons, expect the likes of Dylan Trower, Kingston Hawkins, those backs, those fire of pace out wide. As we now, Trower gets us underway.
Here we go.
Taken in by the Mavericks as they look to settle themselves into this game. And the
Mavericks
kick is a low one, driven downfield onto that turf. You never know where it might bounce, but it does hit that turf. Kick from Boyle, left footer, really good player from the back. Expects a few points in his name as he does the goal kicking, as Mavericks now take the counter attack to the far side.
Delport with the box kick.
Box kick goes up then. And is not taken in the end by, I think it looks like
Mavericks.
Dylan Trower. So early signs and maybe a few nerves. And I think for Cathedral Catholic, coming off the back of a couple of losses, I know they did have a win against Bishop O'Dowd, but that loss against Charlotte Catholic and a brilliant game, that cross-state clash. Charlotte Catholic coming from North Carolina, beating Cathedral Catholic on their own patch a couple of weeks ago. And then the loss against the Falcons, Torrey Pines last week. Again, a really good contest. Physically up front, though, the Falcons were better. So will the Mavericks try and go a little bit route one in their direction today? Use their powers. They
Solid first
scrum.
Oh, referee saying
Drop
advantage.
coming in the midfield, unfortunately, from the inside centre. Carly Mallory. And Mallory put his hands to his head straight away, but mistakes happen. And that's why we have another scrum now for the Dons to put the ball in their lovely red strip. Used to seeing them in their white, but today they're wearing red. Back in the action here, the Mavericks. Sorry, we just lost you there for just a second. It's the Mavericks now on the attack as they get the turnover. Big carry coming from the front row. Mitchell Farmer.
No advantage gained by the Dons, so he comes back to where the infringement was, and it's going to be a penalty to the Dons.
As you can hear on the tannoy, loud and clear from the Mavericks' home venue. It is a penalty from their advantage, and now the Mavericks will have an opportunity if they want to go for points, or whether they try and go to the corner, use that power. They're known for their power up front, and it's certainly an area, as I've mentioned, with the Dons, where they were just second best last week, but the kick looks like it is...
That's going to be interesting.
Not quite going out. Referee just having a conversation with his line judge. And there's definitely some confusion, and I think what's happened is it was taken from the back, not put down, and then taken or ran out of the end zone, making it... Therefore, that's why it's a scrum, so it's not a dropout, it's a scrum for the Mavericks. Could say lucky. And here we go then, as the Costa Canyon have a really good chance, 5 meters out from the Dons line. Short ball comes in, but repelled back by the Dons. Excellent defense. Referee has his arm out for advantage.
Getting in there, digging it out. Big runner.
Big carry coming in from Rosenfeld. Rosenfeld gets over nearly towards the line as they move it out. One more pass would do it. Excellent defense from the Dons. They've got to do all they can as it's a counter-up. Can they hold him up? It's turned over. In the end, brilliant work from Cathedral Catholic on their line. And a penalty given by the referee. The Mavericks defender not rolling away. So, what an interesting opening 5 minutes of the game. Is misread originally by the Dons, has carried the ball out dead, and that's why the scrum was given to the Mavericks. Some really good defensive work on the line from Cathedral Catholic. Something they will really have to bring against this very physical Mavericks team. What a turnover, but it really started from that counter-up from big number 3, Will McDermott. That allowed, in the end, the ball to come clear for the Dons. Not rolling away in the tackle from the Costa Canyon. That's why the penalty was given, and that's why Dons can just relieve themselves and get away from their try. Nico Khan will get the ball in. First line out of the day. It's a good one to the front. Hawkins.
Hawkins boots it ahead.
Big kick downfield, playing territory just to get away from their own half.
Breaks one tackle. Put to ground.
Good work, good counter-attack. As the counter-ruck continues to try and come in from the Dons. A bit of obstruction,
Yeah,
yes,
obstruction
referee
there.
does say that is obstruction, and that's why it's a penalty.
The back of a player in front of him.
So the Dons, a good kick downfield by Landon Hawkins. He's one of two sons of Matt Hawkins, the
Captain
head coach
Trower
for the Dons
decides that
today.
big boys
Kingston
need to
Hawkins
scrum
at
down.
12. Been really impressed with him in all the games that I've been covering for Cathedral Catholic. Number 12 on the USA under-18s radar for the Dons. Pretty awesome to have in the family. You've got two boys, two Hawkins boys, Kingston and Landon, involved in this Cathedral Catholic team. Landon will put the ball in then for the Dons inside the Mavericks half.
Get low, stay low, let's go. Big push here, let's go.
Dons will put it in.
LCC's watching the back.
Half.
Big scrum.
Massive
LCC.
push forward though from the front
Looks like a
row
tight end.
of the Mavericks.
Won a tight
And
end.
it thought it was
Oh,
going to
referee
get turned
calls it
over. I think
back.
that's a bit harsh on the Mavericks. And that is where they are so strong. Front row
He's
of Farmer
indicating that the scrum wheel,
Dunphy.
the scrum needs to remain.
and Mallory. I tell you
Really
what,
set.
they are powerful players up front and must be kept an eye on during this game today. Altogether, that Mavericks forward pack is strong. Luke Hensley, Oscar, Estrada as well. The 8 and 7. Hensley, he's a USA under-18 prospect. And the
again, the
captain,
LCC
Estrada, 7 for
Getting off the
Mavericks.
back of the
It's one to
scrum.
watch, but
Very good
it is
tackle.
the Dons that get away from the scrum. Counter-rucking seems like the theme already of the game so far. Both teams going physical at the breakdown. Big carry coming in, but a big shot in the defense of the Mavericks. It was turned over, but referee says illegally. No release in the tackle.
Penalty.
So thinking for the Dons, when it's
Dons.
scrum time, they want to get that ball in and get it away. They don't want to have much of a pushing contest against this big La Costa Canyon pack. Two different styles. You think for the Dons, they want to keep it in the back line, use their pace out wide. For the Mavericks here at home, they want to try and bring that physical edge. But it's the Dons who have this line out, 10 meters out from the try line. On a beautiful day in Southern California. Thank you so much for joining us here on TVX Sports Media and brought to you by Rugby Riot. Brilliant stuff they're doing for high school rugby, particularly down here in Southern California. I'm Will Hooley on the mic. My dulcet tones will take you through this game. We are still no score as the Dons put this line out in. That's O'Connor, gets it to the back and it stays into the hands of the Dons as they move forward now. Goes out the back though to Trower. He whips it. Big run going through the middle.
Big drive by the Dons. 1 meter
Stockmeyer,
out.
is he close to the line? Carry coming over, short
Try.
run, and that will be the first try of the day.
Cathedral Catholic.
Really strong, efficient rugby from the Dons. And in the end, they're rewarded with the first try of this match. Excellent score by Cathedral Catholic. And for them, when I've watched them in the previous games, they've been the ones who haven't scored or got on the board first, maybe on the road for this game. This is exactly the start that someone like Matt Hawkins, the head coach, would want from his boys. As we take a look at it now, holding his run just in time, coming off Landon Hawkins. That's big number 3, Will McDermott. He was a big reason why they got the turnover on their own line. Well, he's gone all the way up the field and got a try for his side. Trent Boyle will have a go with the left foot for an extra couple of points. It just fades wide, so it's going to stay at 5 points to nothing. Cathedral Catholic with the opening score. great what they're doing today with the Carrigan Cup, and I'm sure emotions no doubt will be high. Everyone involved in this game, particularly those from the Costa Canyon High School, a former player with the Mavericks who passed away February 2024. This cup, the Carrigan Cup, in memory of Carrigan Jones. As now the kickoff goes long, kept in play. Hawkins bangs it downfield, but it's taken really well on the back. As now moving slowly in towards the 22 area of the Dons. Carry comes in through the forward pack. It's a massive carry that gets them over the gain line. Speed of ball crucial. Go the opposite way. Move forward, dummy and go, shown by Ricona. Another strong carry coming through these forward paths. They're running in 2s and 3s.
Little isolate.
Mallory, Charlie Mallory, wearing the 12 jersey for the Mavericks, takes it up. Moved out to that captain, but it's a strong through the middle.
Great run by the number 15.
And all a little bit too easy. It's the 15. High Muldrum gets over for the Mavericks' first score, and a soft tackle was taken advantage of by the fullback, and the home side level it. Great sequence of play, patient play by the Mavericks, expecting that forward line, going hard through the midfield, just building their way up the pitch, and then they come to the width. It was that man, unfortunately not quite just seeing the replay of the try, but it was that man, Muldrum, who gets over. And the Mavericks level it. This conversion to come from the number 10, Max Ricona. And I think if he could have that one back, he would. It has gone wide, it has gone low, and it therefore remains at 5 apiece. The Mavericks with their first try today, here this morning in Southern California, in this big, big contest in the SoCal Premier League. Taking a look now at this try, it was just a little step, actually, to be fair, from the fullback, Muldrum. As much as it was a pretty weak tackle, it was that last little left step.
Up at 5 apiece.
Caught the Dons' defensive man off guard, and the try was scored. Big high kick was taken really, really well from the Mavericks.
And it was Henry Mallory. Ricona with a sneaky little kick through.
From Ricona, and it looks like it's going to roll its way out and get a good territory gain for the Costa Canyon. I was mentioning before about a few key players to watch out for, and I was talking to a couple of people before the game, Ricona being one of them, the fly half, the USA under 18 prospect. Scored a hat-trick last week, and as I said that, the ball actually didn't roll out, it went straight out of the full. So commentator's curse for Ricona and his kick, but still, he is one to watch out for, the 10 for the Mavericks. So is the number 8, Luke Hensley, an under 18 USA prospect as well. Powerful number 8. And then Oscar Estrada, the captain, breakdown leader, wearing the 7 for the Mavericks. Keep an eye on him. Trowell whips it out to Hawkins. Great pass as now the Dons unleash their wide attack, which they are so assured at when they get going, but it looks like it might be a turnover for the Mavericks.
Great counter-ruck by LCC. Looks like they've won it.
And they have got it back. Good defensive work from the home side.
Hard yards made around the corner.
Box kick goes up for them from
Delport with a good box kick.
Captain for the Mavericks, taken at the back. But it was nearly dropped by Trow. He keeps hold of it. Move to this near side. Strong run. Looks like a high tackle. Referee playing advantage. No, he pulls it up straight away. The tackle on
high tackle
was high. So the Dons can just build their way inside the Mavericks half after conceding that try. And as I've said in the Dons' previous games, they're the ones who actually have been down on the scoreboard early and then had to chase a game. It was exactly that last week against the Falcons, the Torrey Pines Falcons, going down early, a couple of scores, and really the opening 10 or 15 minutes. And then they came back, nearly came back to win that game. If you're Dons fans, you'll be wanting to see these boys start better than they have done maybe in the last couple of weeks. Well, they've started pretty well so far in this game with the opening try, but the line out was stolen, and it's a massive run upfield and a huge step.
Run, 25 meters up the field.
Coming forward inside the Dons half. Wild pass out to the edge, kept alive, and a monster tackle coming in.
Referee has his
Stopping
flag
play
up.
at source. As the referee just has a conversation with the touch judge, who was the last player. It came off, and it was coming off a Mavericks player, so that's why the Dons will get the line out. Nick O'Khan will throw the ball in.
A line out
coming in at
to
that
the
edge.
Dons.
Both sides defensively showing what they're about early doors in this opening 15 minutes or so of the first half. Nick O'Khan will get the ball in. As for the Dons, well, I've really enjoyed covering them a couple of times in the last couple of weeks. Nick O'Khan is definitely a man to keep an eye out. The hooker has a strong overall game as he gets the ball towards the back. Doesn't quite find his man, though.
The Dons, and LCC comes away with
Picked up
it.
nicely from
Coons with
the
a big run up
Mavericks,
the middle.
trying to
Delport.
turn over this ball into what will be a
Jumpy.
strong attack for them if they can make use of it inside the
Jumpy's
Dons'
held up, but he
22.
gets the ground.
Conducting play, Dylan Delport,
Coons gets it
scrum
off.
half, vice
Over the
captain
ball, into
for
contact.
the Mavericks. Moved to the edge, great
Collins with the
physical
ball
pass
now.
out wide.
Tackled by Hawkins.
Forward
Duffy
blocks
with a
come off.
solid run. Brought to
Delport when
ground.
they come upfield, and it's again just those meters gained constantly. Dons will want to try and stop it as close to the gain line as possible. Out the
Mallory.
back, lovely pass if
O'Connell.
they can get it to this
Dutch.
edge.
Dutch got away from two. Got the offload away.
You can either listen to me on commentary or even just the announcer at the stadium
defense is holding
getting
up.
excited as
Counteract is aggressive.
Delport
LCC hangs
gets
on.
going.
Finally, LCC
And
under too
penalty
much
for the
pressure.
Dons is good.
Holding on the ball in the tackle, not releasing. Penalty to the Dons.
And Cathedral Catholic doing well just to repel that. You can just see from the Mavericks just exactly what they're about, though. The forward dominance that they want to get going and get forward. And it's so hard in rugby once you get beyond the gain line to then defend it on the back foot is where La Costa Canyon, they'll thrive in attack, where the Dons might struggle. Ball is going to come in from O'Khan.
O'Connor with a throw in again for the Dons. Short one, trick move.
Goes short to the front. Always a good option when the lineout's just been struggling a little bit so far in this game. Big carry. I think that's big, number 8, Strasner. Hawkins for Trower. Trower puts boot to ball. Doesn't find any turf, just finds Kai Muldrum, the try scorer for the Mavericks, the 15, tries to counter attack from upfield.
Good box kick again.
Delport for the box kick.
Well fielded. He's under pressure. Gets away from one.
Good step and a go. And here we go with a counter attack for the Dons. And he might have tackled himself there. He will not want to see that.
Medics, we have a man down.
It happens to the best. I can assure you that also happened to me in my career. But I hope he's okay as he tried to step again and just was tackled by the turf. Player down for the Mavericks. That's number 11, Avi Dutt, sorry. Penalty coming at the breakdown. Holding on there.
Tom, Kenny, can you get us a time check from the referee, please?
A water break then coming up here with the Mavericks. It's 5 apiece on this hot morning in Southern California, playing for the Carrigan Cup, and also big implications for the SoCal Premier League. Torrey Pines Falcons so far really out in front, beating these two teams. Small little break here coming on. I guess while these teams break, it's a big thanks to everyone involved in bringing you a game like today. Rugby Riot, of course, at the heart of that. All the great work they're doing. QR code will be popping up on screen. Make sure you go and have a look, because Rugby Riot really does value so much good about high school rugby, and this presentation is brought to them. There you go. Scan that code to follow all the action, the matchups, the rankings, the games that are going on across the country. And then USA Youth and High School Rugby, of course, bring us this action. USA YHS, part of this production. Then TVX Sports Video as well. My name is Will Hooley. Love helping out with TVX Sports and everything that they're about in this local Southern California region. Trying to promote the great game of this high school rugby action, and the action honestly has massively impressed me as a former player watching this. And these guys, the programs that are being run, Cathedral Catholic on screen being one of them, but also the Mavericks, Costa Canyon as well. So it's a hydration break as much as also a player is down on the floor, hoping he'll be okay. So we've just had 20 minutes or so of play. We've got an injury at the moment, and it's a hot morning, so the players taking a drinks break. It is 5 apiece. Both these teams level. Both these teams know each other well. A reminder that this is a game that will be a bit of a memory for those who were involved in it last year. Cathedral Catholic winning the 2025 SCIRF final narrowly. It was a very close game. Always is between these two programs. They won it that day, the Dons against the Mavericks. And as for this year, though, the implications of the SoCal Premier League, it really does mean a lot. That's why it's important for a win. And also a reminder that this is for the Carrigan Cup. A special memory of Carrigan Jones, a former LCC Mavericks player who tragically lost his life, passed away in February 2024 in an accident. They are playing for his name, his memory. And that's what it makes so great about the rugby community, coming together wherever they are in the world for great causes. None more so than this game here at Costa Canyon.
the help Tavai off the field. We wish him well.
So it looks as though that is Avai Dutt, who is, unfortunately, the winger is going to be coming off, but at least he is walking off the field with a bit of assistance as the game will look to restart. We've had just over 20 minutes here in this youth and high school game, as the Dons 5 against the Mavericks, who also have 5. Tries coming from big number 3, Will McDermott for the Dons, and then the fullback Kai Muldrum for the Mavericks. The 2 try scorers so far in this game. Going to be coming back, I believe, all the way to a penalty. So we have a penalty for the Mavericks just inside their half. A physical team. They'll be looking to try and keep it probably up front, direct in the forwards. Kick is pretty good as it goes towards the 22-meter line. You can see that orange cone marking it. It's going to be just outside there. So a line out for the Mavericks. Liam Dunphy. Sorry, not Liam Dunphy throwing it in. It looks like it is the captain, Oscar Estrada. Really talented player, the number 7. Estrada gets it in. They get it back as well. Knocked forward, so turned over for the Dons.
Gives the Dons advantage now. Oh, and it's a charge now.
Trower with the kick, but it gets blocked. Regathered, though, from the fly half of the Dons.
Hensley with the tackle again.
Dons wanting to build some territory. You can see why they were kicking it, but just under too much pressure. That's Ibar. Keep an eye on him. He's a quality player for the Dons. Moved on. Hot potato style, and it gets to the edge, gets to the speedsters out wide. Good work. This looks like from Hawkins. Tim Hawkins on that left edge. Not a relative of the other Hawkins boys. Ibar with a big, strong carry. Now the Dons are starting to get going. Trower moves it out to the next forward pod. Good carry in the midfield as they split the field. 2 ways to attack. Kingston Hawkins now. Getting a little bit on the back foot. He still tries to go forward. Good footwork, good carry again. Much better this from the forward pack of Cathedral Catholic. Hawkins goes out the back. Move to the edge from Trower. They've got numbers out there. Can they make use of it? Strong carry. On the edge. Ibar, though, unfortunately, he was looking to come onto the ball, but I think either it was a knock-on or the referee has stopped play because there is a couple of players down and they needed to sort it out. It looks as though they will do. It looks like Boyd Stockmeyer, the 13. No, sorry, that's the winger. Planchon, John Planchon. So fortunately for the Dons, the referee stopped play just in time, meaning it will be a scrum to their name, because I'm pretty sure Adrian Ibar knocked that ball forward in the last passage we saw. So Dons, maybe with a little bit of luck on their side, with that injured player down, they do get to retain the ball 10 meters out. Ball comes in then from Hawkins. Strasner gets it away. Stockmeyer, strong runner in the midfield. Go back to that short side with Ibar. Strasner gets a big fend. The number 8 is a really strong runner, and he keeps going. 5 meters out from the Mavericks line. Ibar with a big carry. Out the back now with Trower. He goes the opposite way. Is it an overlap? Can Kingston Hawkins make use of it? Gets the offload away. That's a wonderful bit of skill by the inside centre for Cathedral Catholic. And the offload to his team out wide gets the try for the Dons. Excellent, excellent bit of play, though, by Kingston Hawkins. just while they were coming around the corner, same way. It was Trower who went back to the other side of the field, linking up with his inside centre. As you can see there, Trower, Hawkins goes the opposite way, just beats his man, and gets his arms free for that offload. Yes, the score was good, but really the assist is what we should be talking about. And for Cathedral Catholic, it is their second try. Boyle with the kick, and it's a great one. That left foot from out on that left-hand side is certainly not an easy kick, and he's made that look very, very good. Conversion means an extra 2 points, and the Dons take a 12-5 lead in this one, in this Carrigan Cup against the Mavericks. For the Dons, that'll be a pleasing attack for them, showing their power up front. They were getting on the front foot and then using their strengths. What's going to be out wide? Get the ball into the hands of someone like Kingston Hawkins in the wide channels. It's certainly an area that they will want to exploit. As for the Costa Canyon, they got the beef up front. It's going to be blown a whistle. Looks like for an offside in front of the kick, so it's going to come all the way back from where the kick was made. A reminder that once the kick has been kicked, the players that are in front of the ball need to show some form of retreating to get into an onside position. The Dons players were in offside position when they ran forward to try and close down the counter-attack. So that is why the penalty came all the way back from where the kick was made, and that is why the Mavericks have, well, a bit of a gift. Kicking the ball about 6 meters out from the Dons line.
Real pressure on the Dons.
And it's going to be the number 7, the captain Estrada, who's going to get the ball in for the Costa Canyon. Can they make the Dons pay with that bit of ill discipline?
Good lineup by LCC. Balls form.
Brought down by the Dons. Now Mavericks come round the corner. Big collisions coming in defensively. They're going to have to be a bit bigger, though, from the Dons. Ball hits the floor, not turned over. Mavericks keep hold of it. They're a yard out. Great reach, and it's over. Second try for the Mavericks.
With a great pick and go.
And in the end, the score comes in. Just trying to see who got over the line there, but for the Mavericks, it was exactly what they wanted from the line out. Bit of patient play, and they came through the middle where they are strong and scoring their second try, enabling a conversion that would level it up. Patience near the line and just bundled over in the end. That is going to be where the Mavericks are going to be so strong. Conversion is up, and it is a good. It's a little chip shot. So we have a level game then, as it's the Dons 12, the home side Mavericks 12. There's a nice bit of crowd building up here in the Costa Canyon, a warm morning in Southern California, San Diego, in this high school SoCal Premier League game. Two teams who know each other well. This was the 2025 SC IRF final last year where the Dons won, so the Mavericks will be looking for revenge this year. High kick, is it just out on the full? I think it's just bounced in place, so it will be a line out for them.
Landed inbounds and rolled out of bounds, so it'll be an LCC line out.
So just finding themselves what they're going to do, the Mavericks, from this line out. It's going to be the number 7, Oscar Estrada, throwing the ball in. going all the way to the back. That is a lovely set piece. Glorious to see from the Mavericks. Well played as they punch up the middle, giving themselves options. Love when I see teams do that. The kick is coming. It's sliced
not going to be happy with that.
in the air, back onto the Mavericks team. This is unconventional now, but they do get themselves away from their 22.
Referee did not see that.
Kick, high hanging kick up towards the sky for the Dons. It's collected just.
Hawkins goes over 2 men.
To the width then. There's a lot of space out wide. Oh, and it's not quite collected in the end. Shame, because it was on out wide. There was a mismatch. There was an overlap for the Dons. That is where they are going to get their successes, but it's just knocked on. Mistakes happen. Good recognition of space, though, by Cathedral Catholic. And actually, I would say for the Mavericks, they've got away with that one. Ball will come in then from Delport, scrum half for the Mavericks today. Had a really strong start, the vice captain, the scrum half for Costa Canyon.
He's going to have it reset. We have a player. Looks like Hensley had
just having a look now at that ball that just went down. It was excellent, excellent recognition of space. But in the end, just taking his eye off it, you could tell, wanting to see what that was in front of him, and in the end, just knocking it on. So that's why the Mavericks have this scrum. Ball comes in from Delport. Looks like that might be turned over. Referee says play on, but we are now going to have a reset. Delport putting this in. This is definitely where the Costa Canyon Mavericks have that strength, that forward power, that dominance. But like the Dons, though, with a turnover, as soon as I say it, looked like the work of Nick O'Khan hooking it back to his team. So that's why Cathedral Catholic get the ball inside the Mavericks half. Just under 10 minutes left of this first opening half in this high school matchup. Hawkins, Trower, again, goes for the kick. Definitely a tactic today, wanting to play and win the territory. But in the end, that is a good, solid response
line out to the Mavericks.
By the Mavericks as the referee just stops play. Just been informed that 35-minute halves. There you go. I'm too used to 40 minutes. 35 minutes a half. As we are closing in then towards the end of this first half. There's another player down on that hot turf out there. This time for the Dons. As we take maybe another hydration break. There will be a presentation at halftime and also, of course, at the end of the game, another recognition for the Carrigan Cup, as I've mentioned already, playing today in memory of the LCC Mavericks player who tragically passed away in February 2024. Carrigan Jones. That is all part of this match today. Bit of extra meaning, extra emotion to this clash. But ultimately, pay respects to a former Mavericks rugby player who tragically passed away. And I know his family, who are here today at the venue, will be part of those presentations later on. So the Dons will have this ball to kick, to throw, sorry, into the line-out.
Nico Con with the throw in for the Dons.
Liner comes in. Khan gets it to the front, but referee is saying that that was not straight. Just a slight error coming in. That line out doesn't look to be working the best for the Dons. Probably that's why they're going to the front, just trying to win that easy ball. But even then, it didn't come in straight. So the Mavericks might just have the last say in this first half action. Oscar Estrada will get the ball in, wearing 7. A man of so much talent at the breakdown, but he's also good at getting the ball in from the line out. It is now into the midfield for the Mavericks. Ball to this near side. Great ball across, a missed pass that now enables the bit of space here on this near-hand touchline. Keeping the ball alive for the Mavericks. Again, coming through the forwards. That was Estrada, the captain. It's a crossfield kick into the sky. Could it bounce into the hands of a Mavericks player? No, it does not. And they're going to come back, though, for a penalty advantage. That's probably why Max Ricono put the ball in the air as a little bit of a 50-50. Dangerous play, though, for the Dons to let that ball bounce. You do not want to be doing that on a turf like this. As now, talk about having the last laugh of the first half. It is the Mavericks who are going to go for the sideline and try and have one last push to get it over and try and take the lead in this first half. In this great encounter so far between the Dons and the Mavericks. The rematch of the 2025 SCIRF final. And this game meaning so much in the stakes for the SoCal Premier League. Ball comes in from Estrada. It's taken really well. Back to Estrada. He offloads it. Neat little passage of play straight off the training ground for the Mavericks.
Referee's whistle goes loud again.
Referee was playing an advantage. Penalty. Quick tap from Delport. Strong carry to get over. Does he get over the line? Referee says held up. What a bit of defensive work. And it looks like Kingston Hawkins was that man at the bottom of that.
And that's the half. He's called it.
And it's half-time. 35 minutes is up. And what a chance for the Mavericks, but what a bit of defense from the Dons in this Southern California high school clash. The Dons 12, the Mavericks 12. It is all set for a great second half. Here playing, of course, for the Carrigan Cup. I'm going to take a short break. I believe there is a presentation here at halftime, which is all to do with the Carrigan Cup.
Stand is open, ladies and gentlemen. Stop by and enjoy some food.
We will be back in just a moment's time.
Again, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Encinitas Landscape and Breakers Restaurant.
We are back. Welcome back here to TVX Sports video, where we've got the Dons against the Mavericks, and it's a couple of tries apiece. First one coming from the Dons in the first half. Big Will McDermott coming through the middle there, opening our scores up. Response was pretty swift, though, and it came in the form of Kai Muldrum, the fullback for the Mavericks. Some real quality on display, none more so than Kingston Hawkins. That was an offload that led to the second try for the Dons, and then the response came pretty soon later from the Mavericks. So it is 12 apiece. 2 tries, both only one of those tries from each side was converted. So that's why we have a 12 apiece game here for the Carrigan Cup. Kickoff beginning things up, and it's going to go straight out on the full. So directly into touch means it comes all the way back for a scrum on the halfway mark. And it will be put in by the Dons. If you're just joining us, my name's Will Hooley. Thanks for joining in this presentation of high school rugby brought to you by Rugby Riot. They have all those standings, the gossip, the match news. Go and check them out. Rugby Riot doing so much great things for the high school game, as of course does USA Youth and High School Rugby. Check them out. And this presentation is brought to you by TVX Sports Media. The Dons put the ball in, then are halfway. Kingston Hawkins steps off his left, shows some pace to the edge, a little goose step and a chip, showing everything that he can do. Was there a trip there? No. Play on by the referee as the Dons player fell down while he was trying to go for the line. It's charged down, but it's going to be cleared up. And it's going to be a goal line dropout. Just waiting to know what the referee saw. Charged down from the kicker, Delport. And nearly a wonderful start by the Dons, who had a really strong opening in the first half. Can they do the same in the second half? Here at the Costa Canyon, both these teams really wanting to get a victory today. So much implication in the SoCal Premier League. Considering that both teams lost to the Falcons, Torrey Pines High School, it's a good dropout that actually is not collected by the Dons. So it goes out near the halfway mark, and that will relieve a lot of pressure for the Mavericks. Nick O'Khan will get the ball in from the Dons. A line out that has struggled in the game so far, but this one goes to the right man. Trower out the back to Hawkins. Boyle does very well to get the ball away to his winger. Few replacements looks like they've come onto the field for the Dons, as some fresh legs might help do the trick. It's a pick, and it's a pick all the way to the line. And just like that, Luke Hensley, the number 8, picks off the pass, and a third try for the Mavericks makes them take the lead near the beginning of this second half. Interception coming in from the big, lumbering number 8 for the Mavericks. Talk about turning defense into attack. Just picked off there from the pass of Trower. Trying to get it to that edge. That's where they've been successful, the Dons. But it was read brilliantly from the number 8. The young man, a USA under 18 prospect, showing great nous just to read the attack. Interception And the try goes over, and so does the extra 2 points from Max Ricono. So the Mavericks leading this, as you heard on the announcer, stadium announcer, 19 points to 12. A great moment for Hensley and a great moment for the Mavericks. High hanging kick from Trower here. Look to try and put that mistake to bed, but just going from one to the other. It's a monster carry. It's a monster score. And just like that, Henry Mallory, a prop forward, taking it all the way to the house. And in the space of a minute, it's been 2 tries for the Mavericks to take control of this one. Kickoff was good from Trower, but it's taken off the head, it might have been, from the restart. It's big Henry Mallory who goes all the way, taking advantage of that loose ball. He found himself on it, and he found himself taking it to the house for another try, a 4th try for La Costa Canyon. The conversion is good then, the 2 extra points from Max Ricono. And in the blink of an eye, Cathedral Catholic, who started this second half strong, have found themselves 2 tries down in this second half. That loose ball from the restart. There wasn't much wrong from the Dons. Trower gets it up again, pretty much to the same spot. Really good kick. This time, the Dons collect it. And it's just spilled. Looked like Adrian Ibal spilling it. And now the Mavericks, their confidence is just through the roof. Tackle not held. But yes, referee said he was held. I thought for a moment he might have got away with it. But in the end, brought down. Tackle was complete. He couldn't just get up and go again. So the Dons can breathe. This purple patch for La Costa Canyon. A reminder, 2 tries coming really in the space of about a minute. It was picked off, an intercept by Luke Hensley off the pass of Dylan Trower. That was our first try of this second half to the Mavericks. And then from the restart, high-hanging restart, not collected really by anyone, and it just fell into the hands of the big number 3, Henry Mallory. Mallory gets over, and just like that, the Mavericks have a 14-point lead as now the Dons get going. And they get going, I think, from an illegal position, yeah. Just when that ball was going forward, there was obstruction with the players in front. Mavericks are not hanging around. Tap and go from Hensley. Don's not going 10 meters. Not retreating 10 meters, so that's why it's another penalty. Low kick, unfortunately not making the sidelines. Bit of a let off there from the Mavericks. Taken well. Big kick downfield. Gets into the hands of Boyle. Kingston Hawkins. Down inside the Mavericks half. There's a little bit of kick tennis going on. It's going to continue. That one will find space, but looks like it's going to be long. And inside that try zone, put down there by Trower. So that is why it'd be a dropout. Fortunate, probably lucky there from the Mavericks. If that ball had gone out, passed through the dead ball zone, the dead ball line, it would have come all the way back from where the kick was taken and being a scrum to the Cathedral Catholic Dons. But it managed to stay in play. Ball was put down by Trower, and that's why we have a dropout. Counter-attack coming in now from what looks like on that far side, Kai Muldrum. Muldrum with that first try in the opening first half. Rakono with a step, with a dummy and go. Doesn't get too far. Good defense from the Dons. Move to the edge. Great hands. And it's going to find into the number 22 for the Mavericks. Picked and go. Round the corner. It's going to be the 5th try for the Mavericks. It's clinical. And just like that, the Costa Canyon have taken a firm grip on this game. The Mavericks have control, and they have their 5th try. Excellent hands. If it went back, I think it was from the previous try scorer in this match, Luke Hensley, who's having an absolute ball of a match. The pass getting away to the edge. That's where the go forward came, and a bit of patience over the line. Mavericks have their 5th try. Here's 31 points to 12. The kick from Max Rakono is great, and it's an extra 2 points, which makes it a 21-point cushion for the Mavericks. Poor Cathedral Catholic, in what's only been no more than 10 minutes of rugby, have found themselves conceding 3 tries, and the Mavericks, you can tell, are loving it here at LCC. So the Dons will need a response as the kick goes downfield, collected by the Costa Canyon. Delport will not want to get charged down this time. It's a low kick from Rakono. Fielded again. Mavericks. Bit of space on this near side. Good step. Great offload. And here we go with the Mavericks down the touchline. Spilt in the tackle. And what a shame. What a great counter-attack by LCC Mavericks. And at the moment, it just feels for the Dons when they try and kick, they're kicking it down the throat of the backfield. The counter-attackers of the Mavericks. A wonderful offload. And La Costa Canyon are really wanting to put the foot on the throat, scoring 5 tries. They want to increase that. And as for the Dons, they are up against it. It was knocked on in the end, though, from the Mavericks. So that's why the Dons, Landon Hawkins, will be able to put this ball in. Big carry now in the midfield. That's the 13, Stockmeyer. Back to the short side with Ibart. As they just try and build themselves up towards the halfway line. Good defense from the Mavericks. Trower puts this one high up into the sunny San Diego sky. Collected brilliant, though, from Kai Muldrum. Impressive young fullback. Advantage for the Mavericks, a high tackle. Delport spots a bit of space on the edge with his fly half, Max Rakono. Turnover by the Dons. I don't think it's legal. We'll wait to hear the referee's decision on this. And there is a couple of bodies on the turf. So that gives us a bit of time for a water break. And also a quick reminder of what has just been happening so far. La Costa Canyon, excellent hands. I think that was from Luke Hensley, scored previously with an intercept. He ultimately helped set up this try, the 5th try for La Costa Canyon. It's come thick and it's come fast by the Mavericks, the home team, who are really looking to try and progress in this SoCal Premier League. Losing against Torrey Pines recently. Of course, Cathedral Catholic also losing to Torrey Pines recently as well last week. Get a scan of that code down below, the QR code that is for Rugby Riot. This presentation of high school rugby is brought to you by Rugby Riot. And of course, TVX Sports Video. They've been doing this for over 20 years in California and around the US, bringing you local high school and emerging sport talent to your screens. We are here for Cathedral Catholic against La Costa Canyon. My name's Will Hooley. Privileged joining you here this morning on a beautiful, beautiful morning in San Diego. It's the Dons who trail 12 points to 33. The Mavericks, who have had a brilliant 10 or so minutes in this second half. 3 tries coming from them, and the Dons really do need to try and respond soon. Otherwise, this game is slipping further and further away. Another reminder as well for those watching, it's more than just the game today in the context of the SoCal Premier League. It is also a big occasion because it is the Carrigan Cup, the debut of the Carrigan Cup, which will be awarded to the winning team at the end of the game by the Jones family, because it's named the Carrigan Cup after Carrigan Jones, a former LCC Mavericks player, tragically passed away in February 2024. And hearing from those who were close to Carrigan, he embodied the values of LCC program, the toughness, loyalty, and brotherhood. So ultimately, this cup really does have an extra meaning and emotion to what is already an intense matchup in the context of the SoCal Premier League and in the context of revenge for La Costa Canyon after losing that final, the SCIRF final against the Dons last year. So Max Racono kicks it into touch to the sidelines from the penalty. They'll have this line out. Captain wearing 7, Oscar Estrada, who's been formidable around the field today, will put this ball in. Not finding his man, not finding Luke Hensley in number 8. So the Dons turn it over. Hawkins takes it just outside, I think, the 22. Big run coming in from the Dons. Oh, it's broken away for the Dons out of nowhere. Could this be the moment that flips the field and flips the momentum as Cathedral Catholic now inside the Mavericks half? Quick hands, really quick hands there from Kingston Hawkins. Well played by Stockmeyer to be on top of it. Adrian Ibar, great carry from the young man. Great prospect for Cathedral Catholic. Footwork. Want to get this speed of ball going. Ibar busts through the middle. And it's the big Fen. Can he get it off him? Adrian Ibar close to the line. Hawkins to Trower. Flings it to the width to Kingston Hawkins. Can he get the ball away? Another offload. Stop it. Sensational offloading ability by Kingston Hawkins again Two highlight reel moments in this match for the Dons number 12, setting up another try. And for Cathedral Catholic, they needed that one. They're back in this contest with their third try. Take a look at this from Kingston Hawkins. Goes to the outside, gets the fend away, and look at that, just out the back door. Wonderful work from the young inside centre. He is also a USA under-18s prospect, and you can see why. He has set up two fine tries for the Dons. It's the left foot of Boyle that goes up. It is given, although I didn't see the flag go up, but I heard the referee whistle it. So extra points by Boyle makes this game Cathedral Catholic 19 and the hosts, the Mavericks, LCC 33. Mavericks then get it back underway to the Dons. Needed that try, really needed that try. Tipped on. Playing with it inside their own 22. Bit of risky stuff here by the Dons, but they do need to try and close the gap. Oh, it's another offload coming in for the Cathedral Catholic. Certainly playing with a bit more confidence. Now they're going to opt to kick. It's Trower who sends it high into the midfield, though. So a counter-attack chance now for the Mavericks. Built in the challenge. Looks like it's gone back. Max Racono taking the ball in. Delport says, my fly half's not on his feet. I'll take control. Kick it back downfield. Dylan Trower in a bit of trouble. Good tackle by the defense of Mavericks. The Dons. Inside their own 22. Hawkins. To Hawkins. Fires it away to that near-hand sideline. And penalty rewarded to the Costa Canyon, holding on in the tackle just when Cathedral Catholic were trying to play outside of their 22. It backfires for them, and a great position for the Mavericks to have a penalty. It is such a fine line when playing from inside your own quarter, from your own 22, trying to catch the defensive guard. They might be expecting you to kick it, but at the same time, it is dangerous. You get a turnover ball, and you do gift the opposition a chance pretty close to your line, like what's happened here. Gotta love, though, the ambition from the Dons, wanting to try and play, wanting to try and get on top of that deficit. They brought it back now within 14 points, but it's the Mavericks who have the ball, and it's the Mavericks who have the territory, with Oscar Estrada, who's going to put the ball in to this lineup. Finds his man well, and now Delport whips it out to Racono. They go out the back to the edge. Big fend coming in, coming all the way to the line. Is it over? It is. And you can see what it means. A monster carry and a big, big try in the context of this game as the Mavericks extend their lead away from the Dons. Great set piece, moving it out the back. They've been going through the front, up the middle so much in this game. Instead, they go out wide, and they probably just catch the Dons a little bit off guard. And it's another try for that man of the Mavericks. Apologies of not getting a number on the back. I would love to shout out who that was. As for the Mavericks, they extend their lead, and they extend it a little bit more. Max Racono puts it over for 2 extra points. So the Costa Canyon 40, the Dons 19. We have just under 15 minutes remaining in this high school matchup for the Carrigan Cup and for big implications in the SoCal Premier League. The Mavericks have taken control. Never say never. The Dons restart and taken. They are going to need a quick couple of scores if they're going to get anywhere near to come back into this game. Try score there, McDermott. He was one of the first try scorers of the game. Kingston Hawkins gets the ball ripped away. And a knock on in the challenge of trying to win the ball back from La Costa Canyon means that the Dons will get this put into the scrum, that they really do need to find something special. Can Kingston Hawkins once again ignite the attack for the Dons and get a try on the board, as they are 21 points behind here against the Mavericks at La Costa. Hawkins will put the ball in. Strasner struggles to keep hold of it, but he gets it away out the back to Trower. He sends it to the edge. Just need to build some phases, build some pressure now. As now the Dons. Whips out wide, quick hands from Hawkins. Gets away with it. Big bump in the challenge. Still building the phases. Hawkins to Hawkins. Brother to brother. Trower. But the defense from La Costa Canyon keeps coming up. And I was going to say discipline, but that time coming over the top. And it's a penalty where you just think for the Mavericks, you don't need to give. Controllable there for them. The Dons weren't going very far, but that bit of ill discipline just allows that penalty to give Cathedral Catholic a little bit of extra territory and field position. They need to score. There's just over 10 minutes remaining. It is the Dons 19, the Costa Canyon, the Mavericks 40. Nick O'Khan will put the ball in for Cathedral Catholic. Good, well taken at the front of the line-out. Try to be pulled away. Carry come in the midfield. The Dons need to mount a strong attack as they get it to their X-Factor man, Hawkins. But the ball is going to go out. And just when they had to force something, it was forced all the way out to the sideline. And just for the Dons, it's through no lack of effort. But the moments that they've had, they've got a bit of go forward. It's just been those turnovers, a drop ball, a bad pass, or a penalty given. They've struggled really to build multiple phases. When they have, they've looked strong. They've looked like the quality team that I know they are as former reigning champions in this from the SCIRF last year. It's looking like so far, though, the Mavericks, they'll be getting a little bit of revenge after losing that championship game. We have just over 8 minutes remaining. Do stay with us on TVX Sports, though. There's a big match coming up in the college action after this. UCLA versus Cal in the D1A CRAA division of college rugby. Looking forward to getting on the mic with that one. Jeremy Ogner will be joining me here on TVX Sports Media. But I'm still intrigued in this game. Kingston Hawkins gets the turnover. Wonderful tap tackle to prevent him from getting over the line. But it will be a Don's try. Good defense from the Dons. The turnover, the breakaway from Hawkins, and then in the end, patience and the try comes. Is that something that just allows Cathedral Catholic to believe? Kick to come from Boyle. If he gets this, it will be a 14-point deficit. Cathedral Catholic absolutely not giving up in this one. Boyle then with the extra 2. Important extra 2 in the context of the game. Oh, and it gets over from the inside of the post. They count. As a former kicker, you don't care how it gets over sometimes, so long as it goes over, and it is 2 extra points. So Cathedral Catholic 26. The Mavericks, LCC 40 in this SoCal Premier League matchup. Also for the Carrigan Cup, giving it that extra bit of meaningfulness to it all. Hot morning. Beautiful, beautiful day once again in Southern California. Just show this to your East Coast buddies. It's January, everyone. How good. Kick taken by the Dons. They have just over 6 minutes remaining in this game. They are 2 tries behind, 2 converted tries behind. But they're starting to get a meaningful go forward. This would be an almighty comeback. Trower flings it to the edge. Kingston Hawkins need him. Ball is slowed down by the Mavericks. Trower gets it on to his forwards in the midfield, opening up 2 sides of the attack. The heat is coming down on both these teams as fatigue will have set in. Only 5.5 minutes remaining. Good defense from the Mavericks. Hawkins does so well to keep the ball in. And unfortunately, the kick goes out, straight out into touch, and therefore will come back from where Hawkins, who's tried so hard in this game to be the difference maker for the Dons, unfortunately for that, just tried a little too hard. And as the clock ticks on, just under 5 minutes for the Mavericks. They have the lead. Now it's about controlling it. Play in the right areas would be my advice. Max Rakono has had an impressive game at number 10. It comes down to someone like him to dictate, control the game in this last 4.5 minutes. Estrada gets it in, but it finds the Dons. Dons will need to score in the next couple of minutes if they are to give themselves a chance. Trower whips it out to the danger man, Hawkins, who gets it to more width. And it's that last pass again. Shame for the Dons. But it's coming back for the penalty advantage, so they will keep the ball. As now they are going to tap and go. Such an impressive sevens outfit. Maybe they need to bring that little bit of flair and energy into their game, that seven style, into this last 3.5 minutes. They're 2 converted scores behind. The Dons. Will McDermott had a try in the first half. The big number 3. Ball carry is hard from the forwards now. The Dons. Another player is down. Good handoff there from Hawkins, who goes around the fringe. The scrum half trying to find space. There's a player down for the Mavericks, so can the Dons take advantage of that? Trower, Hawkins, they've got an overlap. Out wide, pass it again, and they're in. They will score. And this game is still up for grabs for the Dons. Conversion to come, a really important conversion for Boyle. The heart and fight of Cathedral Catholic on display and picked off brilliantly. Great hands on the edge, stays straight, ball out in front. Wonderful rugby. And you just think those opportunities have been there for the Dons. They haven't executed. This time they do, and they score the try. Kick from Boyle needs to go over. All the way on that far sideline. Kick is very, very good. What a kick from Trent Boyle, and what a finish we got to this game. 2 minutes remaining. Cathedral Catholic 33, La Costa Canyon 40. This is for the Carrigan Cup. This is massive implications as well for the SoCal Premier League, and it's all on the line. The Mavericks slowly walking up to the halfway line. They'll want to take as much time as possible. Referee will keep an eye on whether they are time wasting. What a finish we got in this game. It's been tries galore in this second half. It is just over a minute remaining. Kick is long, very long. Dons will have to play with the ball in hand. There's no kicking now. Big collision coming from the Mavericks. They just need to keep their discipline, keep the Dons down here in their own 22. Is it a turnover? Not quite. Carry coming in. Mavericks go at the breakdown again. And it's a penalty. And that is surely game, set, and match. Seconds remaining. They're going to go for the extra points. Max Rakono, if he gets this, it will be game over. And the Mavericks will win this. Kick still to come. You never know. Could come off the post, could come off anything. Rakono to make this 43-33. He does. The Mavericks get it. The Carrigan Cup is theirs. And a massive win for La Costa Canyon over Cathedral Catholic. 43 points to 33. And you can see what it means to the home side. The Mavericks, who have been so physical, had some fortune for, we call it fortune, but certainly a couple of lucky moments in that second half as well. But for the Dons, they just couldn't quite execute at times when, in the end, the Mavericks could, and they win this by 10 points, 43 points to 33. The Mavericks will win the inaugural Carrigan Cup. They will also put themselves in a very strong position for the SoCal Premier League. Take a look at some of the tries that we've seen throughout this morning. Started off so well by Cathedral Catholic. And really, it was reply after reply. When one team scored, the next team would follow until the end of the first half, where we went in to the break at 12 apiece. And this game really was up for grabs going into the second 35 minutes. But as we see, there were two big moments, and they came back to back. This pick, this intercept from Luke Hensley was the opening score in the second half. And then off the kickoff, literally after this try, bounces off some players, lands perfectly into the hands of Henry Mallory, who went all the way. And that was the sucker punch. That for Costa Canyon, they wanted, as they then just kept coming at the Dons. The Dons couldn't reply. Well, they tried to reply like they did late into the second half, but it was all just a little bit too little too late. As we do see the tries, I'm sure we are now also going to see the presentation of the Carrigan Cup. Of course, this match played in respects of Carrigan Jones, who a former Mavericks LCC player who lost his life back in 2024. His family are here, I'm sure, proud and celebrating a Mavericks win, and for the Carrigan Cup to be handed over to LCC. Well, that's going to be it here at La Costa Canyon. Do keep joining us, though, on TVX Sports Media. But a special thanks to everyone involved in this high school game. Rugby Riot, USA Youth and High School. Final score, Cathedral Catholic 33, La Costa Canyon 43. The Mavericks will win the Carrigan Cup and put them in a great place in this SoCal Premier League.